we help distributors reduce their order to cash processing cost by an average of 67.2%. Now, reduce is the moment. Order to cash processing cost is the business driver by an average 67.2%. 67.2% is the metrics attached to it. It makes some sense, and at the same time they increase customer satisfaction. So if I have to meet a customer and if I have to make a phone call to a customer, my value proposition would be, I help customers, or I train companies to get attention of their prospects in less than 30 seconds and increase their closure percentage or their sales closure rates. And if I can add an example, or if I can share a successful implementation of my product, service, or solution, nothing like it. So it is very much important that you differentiate yourself from the competition. After lockdown, as I said earlier, the competition is going to skyrocket. Everyone is going to be behind the same customers, same prospects. Everyone, all the salespeople, all the sales company are going to do their best in order to get their customers' attention or prospects' attention. However, if you know how to create the value proposition for your own business, this is what you have to do. This is what you have to do. Can be a team activity also. Write down what are the parameters, what drives your business, or customer's business, what can be the movement, and what can be the metrics attached to it. And you have an example in front of you. If you can continue, thanks, Prashant. I'll tell you how you can use, the value proposition in creating your own elevator pitch. Now, every salesperson has his or her own value proposition ready whenever they get chance to meet or speak with the customers or any prospects, to get their attention. So the very first thing that we do is, while having our own value proposition, is to, there are 5 things that we can do. There are 5 steps of creating your own value proposition. The very first step is to introduce yourself. The introduction has to be very, simple, one sentence. Usually, whenever I meet and have a discussion with salespeople, sales professional, they introduce their name first and then their company's name. So, for example, if I have to introduce myself, like others do, I'll introduce, good morning, sir. Good morning, Jay. My name is Jeet and I'm calling from Pitch Perfect India. Now, everyone, when you introduce yourself like this, everyone is thinking about your company, Pitch Perfect India. No one is thinking about your name. And if you have to make an appointment with the customer, say, for example, if you call a prospect, if you tell him, good morning, sir, my name is Jeet and I'm calling from Pitch Perfect India. Which company? Where are you calling from? They don't remember your name. However, if you just reverse the sentence, if you tell your company's name first and then your name. Good morning, I'm calling from Pitch Perfect India. My name is Jeet. Then the chances are that your prospect will remember your name. Why we do this is because during the entire conversation, your name will come only once, and your company's name might come, more than 2-3 times. It is so. When I say at the last my name, customer might remember my name, Jeet. So what we are doing is, I'm just giving you an example how to use this value proposition while fixing an appointment. Okay, because that is what we all are going to do after this lockdown: fix an appointment and go and meet the customer. So there are few things very important, 5 steps of having your own elevator pitch. The very first thing is introduction. I introduce myself by introducing my company name first and then my name. Good morning, Mr. Customer. I'm calling from Pitch Perfect India. My name is G. The very second step here is to get customers' attention. How do we get customers' attention? If I have to fix if I have to fix an appointment, the very next thing that I do is get customers' attention. So here's what I say to the customer. Do you have 2 minutes? I would like to fix an appointment with you. Do you have a minute, sir? I would like to fix an appointment with you. Do you have a minute, ma'am? Or if I know the name of the customer, I'll refer to him by his name. Do you have 2 minutes, Jay? I would like to fix an appointment with you. Most probably what's going to happen next is the customer is going to ask why. What is this for? Why do you want to meet? And this is what, as a salesperson, we want. We want customer to give us chance to tell why we want to meet them. So very first step was introduction. I introduce myself and then I get attention. Introduce, get attention. The third step here is refer to a successful implementation of your service, product, or solution. Here is where we can use our value proposition. So what I can say here is, Mr. Jai, I have been training companies to increase their sales closure percentage on an average by 10%, and also to get prospects' attention in less than 30 seconds. Recently, one of my clients in real estate, they were able to increase their sales closure percentage from 7% to 14%. Now, if your value proposition is strong enough, then you will get your customers' attention. And this is the place where you need to practice this. Your value proposition has to be in place, has to be very strong, where you have all the 3 elements together. Business driver, movement, and metrics. So very first thing is introduction. Good morning, Jay. I'm calling from Pitch Perfect India. My name is G. Second step, get attention. Get to the point. You don't want to waste any point. So here is what I say. Jay, if you have 2 minutes, I would like to fix an appointment with you. Most probably Jay is going to say, why? What is this for? And here, the third step is, refer to other successful implementations. Jay, I have been helping or training customers to increase their sales on an average by 10%. Fourth step here is, what is in it for the customer? What does the customer get? So tell the benefit for the customer. Benefit for the customer could be as per your product and services. Here is what I can say to the customer. I would like to meet you and investigate together if we can also help you out in getting the same benefits or similar benefits. Yeah. If your value proposition is right, if you've got the customer's attention, then I don't think the customer will say no to you. Say, for example, if you want to meet a production head of Tata Motors, and if you tell him that, sir, we have been helping customers increase their production, and recently we helped Volkswagen to increase their monthly production by over 10%. And I would like to meet you and investigate together if we can, help you with achieve similar benefits. You have all the years of production head of Tata Motors. And the fifth step here is ask a confirmation question. When I say ask a confirmation question, here's what I ask. So is it okay if we can meet tomorrow morning at 10 a.m.? Give a time to the customer. If he's busy, he'll let you know he's busy, and you can ask him for an alternate time. There are 5 steps by which you can use your value proposition in order to get your customer's attention and to fix an appointment. The very first step is introduction. Good morning. I'm calling from Pitch Perfect India. My name is Jeet. Get attention. Do you have 2 minutes? I would like to fix an appointment with you. Why? We have been helping companies to increase their production on an average by 10%. Recently, we helped Volkswagen to increase their monthly production by over 15%. Fourth step, give the benefit. And I would like to investigate together, meet with you, and see if you can also deliver similar benefits to your company. Fifth step, ask for a confirmation question here. So is it okay if we can meet on Friday at around 11 a.m. at your office? So this is how you can use your value proposition in order to get your customers' attention.
Jeet, can I ask a question?
Yes, please.
Kaustubh has just put up a query whether the elevator pitch would be same for everybody, including decision makers, or is there a different pitch for every segment or hierarchy probably?
So you have to find out what is priority for that particular decision maker. So if you are talking to a technical person, his priority will be different. If you're talking to a CEO of a company, his priority will be different. His business drivers would be different, right? So accordingly, you will have to find out what drives them. If you're speak with a technical person, you need to make him understand how technically his it would be beneficial for him or his company. How if they use your company's solution or maybe a product, how it can help them in streamlining their technology. Maybe if you're talking to a finance person, his priority would be, or his business driver would be cost saving. Speak about cost saving. If you're speaking to a CEOs, then you need to talk about their business growth, share of market, share of more customers, profit, increasing the profit. So you need to find out with whom you are speaking with, what drives them, what is important for them, what is it that you will tell them that will get their attention.
Okay, great. One more question from Prafulla. He is asking whether in this period of lockdown, is it okay to call up people and have informal discussions and probably do some pitching as well?
Absolutely, why not? It's because this is the right time for you to call your prospects or customers, because they are free, they are not doing anything. So please don't hesitate to call them, but make sure you get their attention right away, right? Because you just can't call them and tell them, because if I'm calling from this company, we are into this product, and we also deal in this such and such products, and I would like to meet you. Not that way. Make sure that your value proposition is very strong enough so that you get their attention. It clearly states the business drivers, the movement, and the metrics. It is very much important for you to use all the 3 elements. If you don't have metrics, that is okay. Maybe you are a startup. Maybe you might not have sold your solution yet. You are just on the verge of selling something. But you definitely will have movement and business drivers. That is what you have to find out. And then call them, get their attention. Once they have their attention, you know what to do, right? As a salesperson, you have to ask a lot of questions. Build some rapport with them. And yes, please call your prospects.
Okay, great. I guess we need to be a little sensitive in this period as well. while doing that. Another question from Sarupama, who's asking, in education sector, value proposition would give more importance to money or experience? I'll just read out the exact query. In education, value is measured in terms of money or experience. So I hope I got that right.
Well, it depends upon what sector you are. You know, education is a very big sector. There's B2B business, there's B2C business. Then there, in education sector, you sell directly to the students, or if it's a B2B, then you have to go meet, you know, decision owners of the company, or I'm sorry, to the education institutes, schools, colleges, and universities. So you have to think what drives them. Is it the money, or is it the experience, or is it both? Understand what they value. If it's a reputed company, you know, institute, I'm sure they would, you know, give value to importance to both, the experience as well as money both. But you need to make sure that you know your value proposition is such that you get their attention, whether it's value or whether it's money. You need to, you know, get their attention clearly.
Okay. Uday wants a little more clarification on the elevator pitch, which you mentioned the steps. So he wants to understand how step number 4, which is what is it in it for the customers, is different from step number 3, which is introduction of product. You know.
In step number 3, Uday, what we are doing is we are sharing successful implementations for our existing customers. You know, we share our successful experiences or customer experiences. So here what I do is, you know, I tell the customer, here's what I've been doing, and here's how my customers have been benefiting by using our services. In 4th step, I tell him that I want to meet you and investigate together if you can also get the same benefits or similar benefits. That's the difference. The 3rd step is referring to your successful implementations, how you have helped your existing customers, how your existing customers have been benefited. And then in the 4th step, you tell the customer, because I care for you, you know, I would like to meet you, investigate together if you can also get the same benefit, you know, maybe in increasing the production or reducing some cost, or if you are in the solar business, reducing the energy bill, something like that. I hope it's clear.
Yeah, pretty clear, I guess. There's one more interesting question on how to attract attention or convey value proposition for a target group which has an age between 20 and 22 years, as he's talking about teenagers. Hello.
Hello. Yes, so
yeah, Jeet.
Okay, so how can you prepare a value proposition for teenagers, right? So first of all, it depends upon what your product is and what problem is it going to solve, or how your all the students are going to be benefited. So what is going to be the driving force, or what is it that what is the reason why the students or the teenagers would like your product? You have to identify first, and then if you can identify some kind of movement attached to it, and if you have metrics, well and good. So it's all about, you know, doing a deep dive. Sit with your team, have a, you know, detailed discussion. What is going to be the driving force or the decision? How are they going to make decision? What are the different factors going to involve by which, you know, the students or the teenagers, they would get, how would you get their attention? Find out those parameters. Because as of now, I don't know what your product is,
They are in the education field, I guess.
So in education also, there are very different products these days. There's a variety of products which are being sold in the market today. So find out how your product is going to be beneficial for them. What is your product about? Why they should use it? Ask these questions to yourself. Ask a student, if I have to sell you this, why would you buy this? What would be the reason for it? Identify it.
Yeah, that is the easiest way out, I guess. There's one more question on, it says, could you help us understand deep dive?
Deep dive.
Yeah.
It's when you want to deep dive, that means you have to ask a lot of questions to the customers. And when I say you have to ask a lot of questions to the customer, then there are question techniques which are involved. I'll just give you an example. If you start, if you want to identify, the business drivers for your customers, you need to ask a lot of questions to yourself, open-ended questions. Why this product? And then ask some probing questions also. If I have to speak with a customer, if I have to understand the real needs of a customer, then I would, probably have a combination of question techniques which I will use. The combination could be of open questions, probing questions, and control questions, maybe, in order to understand. This is how we deep dive. Deep diving is asking a lot of questions, thinking, brainstorming yourself. That is only how you can deep dive.
Okay. Thanks, Jeet. So I guess we'll take up a last question. Shubham is asking how to take a no in sales from the client.
If it's, it's a very good question. In sales, this happens a lot of times. The customer might say, your product is high, or we already have a vendor, or no, I don't require this. But these are objections which we as a salesperson come across every day, and so you as a salesperson have to be prepared to handle these objections positively. You need to find out the root cause of these objections. So there are again some techniques involved how you can handle these objections, take out the negativity, and put in the positivity again. You have to control the conversation. When you face a no from the customer, a no objection, your confidence should not get faltered. You should still be very much confident. And then again, as I said, that there are a lot of techniques which can help you out in handling these objections. There are a lot of objection handling techniques which you can learn.
Okay, great. So I guess we can conclude formally.
Yeah. So
thanks, Jeet, for sparing your time. I guess it was a very good session we had on value proposition, especially the steps which you explained, like the business drivers, metrics, elevator pitch, and of course you answered so many questions. So I guess we could also plan some more sessions if there is a need or demand from the members and industry. I would also like to announce that there's a chat window which is available, which you can copy paste probably for future reference. And thank you all for joining. So we'll be keeping the session open for a few minutes so that you can do the copy paste and all the other activities. Thanks, Jeet. Thanks, everyone. So the session is formally ended now.